Good morning and welcome along to Silverstone. It's November, which means it's the Woodhead Trophy, and this year, for the first time at Silverstone, it's the Ginetta Junior Winter Series on the national circuit, and who knows, it's sunshine, which probably nobody was expecting when we expected to come to Silverstone in November. It's 12 degrees, it's a bit warmer than traditionally it has been for this meeting as well, and that should help with some cracking racing over the course of the 2 days with the headline Formula Ford 1600 races, but as well as the Ginetta Junior Championship. My name is Joshua Bout. Alongside me is Matt Suckling, and Matt, we're very much looking forward to 2 days of racing.
We certainly are, yeah. Really looking forward to this. Great to be here at the Woodhead Trophy for 2024. As Josh said, it's a good day actually. A bit spitting with rain when we left this morning from our relative bases, but here at Silverstone the sun is shining, and we're looking forward to what should be some really good racing with, as Josh said, some Formula Ford action to look forward to a little bit later on. But it's going to be the first of our 3 Ginetta Junior Winter Series races to look forward to first.
That's right, so a Ginetta Junior Winter Series champion will be crowned tomorrow, but this is how the grid lines up for round 1 of 3. On pole position is Max Cuthbert, alongside him is Isaac Phelps, and on row 2, Colin Cronin and Joseph Smith making his car racing debut today. On the 3rd row is Alfie Slater, and the first of 2 Red Bull Juniors, which is Rocco Coronel, and along the 4th row is Felix Livesey, and the second of the Red Bull drivers, Scott Lindblom from Sweden. Row 5 will see James Ellis and Jarrett Clark, and on row 6 is Josh Watson, Ethan Carney. And finally on row 7 is Henry Cameron and Hamish Forrest to make a 14-car strong Ginetta Junior grid for these Ginetta G40s that run on Pirelli road tyres. They produce about 100 brake horsepower, but we've both covered Ginetta Junior racing and boxing over the years, but they're always cracking racing, and round here will be no different.
Certainly will, yeah. It's been a fantastic year for the main Ginetta Junior Championship, which of course crowned the champion for our racing, which was Ethan Jeff Hall. He is not here. He's looking forward to what he's going to be doing in 2025. But these youngsters, which are just 14 to 17 years of age, are looking forward to possibly getting themselves into some sort of circuit racing for the first time, with probably ambitions to look to race within this championship next year. But in terms of the points this weekend, they are exactly what you score in the normal championship. So 35 points on offer for a win, and it's these 3 races which are going to be combined together at the end of tomorrow to give us our Winter Series champion for 2024. And to be fair, we haven't had a Winter Series for a couple of years now, because the last one was back in 2022, but it's the first time that they've had one here at Silverstone, and the last man to win that was indeed Freddie Slater. So Freddie is not here, but his younger brother Alfie is on the grid, and we'll see how he gets on this weekend.
Yeah, he will go from row 3. There are 7 rookies, 7 returning drivers on this grid, so a great mix of experience and newcomers, and with a great prize on offer as well. The champion of this weekend will get 50% off their 2025 entry fees. 20 minutes on the clock then. It's the Silverstone National Circuit, which we are using this weekend, with on the right hand side of your picture Max Cuthbert for our racing on pole. The red lights will go out after a long hold. Now it's a good start from Isaac Phelps. Coming from Joseph Smith's car, so that was one of the cars that didn't get away that well. He's going at the moment, lots of smoke though, as he pulled the car off. There you can see one of the 2 Red Bull Juniors joining the Ginetta Junior Championship for the first time this weekend. But it's Max Cuthbert that leading. Brighter on his tail though is Isaac Phelps, the only driver in this grid who has won a race in Ginetta's before. He can be much closer to the leader there as they turn through Beckett for the first time and running out wide.
Yeah, all of them pretty much running out wide over that white line, so flirting with track limits for the first lap, but they'll have to calm that down as the race wears on. But yeah, great fight out front then between the top 2, Max Cuthbert and Isaac Phelps, who is in the tow. He's now going to pull out and try and jink to the outside, which becomes the inside. He almost dives to the inside for the first time in towards Brooklands, but he can't find his way through there on the race leader, who then runs wide. So Isaac Phelps does get the run round the outside in towards the right-hander, and almost contact further back there. Alfie Slater trying to squeeze his way through, which he does. So he now gets himself up into 3rd place as they squabble for position to complete the first lap, but it will be that of Isaac Phelps, who started on the front row of the grid, who comes through to lead the first lap. And just to go back to the start, it was Joseph Smith, wasn't it? One of those slow away from the line in that blue and black Ginetta, who is now trying to get a couple of places back.
Yeah, so whatever that smoke was all about, looks like it cleared itself. That's good news for Joseph Smith, who's making his debut today and he was the quickest of the rookies in qualifying, but as you say, a bad start, so he's further down the grid. But it is Isaac Phelps then for Elite Motorsport who leads, a driver who finished 5th in the championship this season. They're all bunching up with the 2R racing drivers behind, Max Cuthbert and Alfie Slater. Then in 4th position is the Irishman Colin Cronin, the 16-year-old, I think about the oldest driver on the grid. At 16, and also was that Rocco Coronel making it 5 cars in the lead group. He's the best of the rookies, but we've got a real battle on. We saw the position change for the lead a lap ago at Brooklands. Isaac Phelps knows how he got the lead on the previous lap, Matt, so can he defend it as well?
Yeah, has to not make a mistake through the left-hander of Brooklands, which he doesn't. So Isaac Phelps, for now, in that white and black number 35 machine, continues to lead, but it's about the top 6 who are all there close together at the minute, and I think it's Scott Lindblom who is still in that mix as well in the number 8 machine. In fact, it might be, Felix Livesey, who's there in 6th position, who works his way through there still. He's just gained a position, actually, so he's now up into 5th position as we go side by side almost for 2nd place, down towards the right-hander of Cobb's Corner, and it's going to be the number 27 machine which is going to take the place away of Alfie Slater, and Alfie does get his way through, so nice move there as he works his way past the number 75 machine of Colin Cronin.
Well, they've both in fact passed 34 Max Cuthbert, so Max Cuthbert, who got pole this morning in the DAP qualifying session, he's dropped to 4th and may lose more before this is all over. This is only lap 3 of 20 minutes, but it's 35 then. Isaac Phelps that leads, the drive from Hertfordshire. One car went out wide, was that Livesey, who just got the fastest lap as he joined this lead group, got up to 5th, but run out wide there at Beckett, so that may allow Rocco Coronel to come back through. And for the Swede, Scott Lindblom, the 14-year-old, he's had an off down there at Beckett, so he's going to be able to rejoin the lead battle. Now then, sees number 27, Freddie Slater, joining up with the race leader, Isaac Phelps. Almost the whole grid, though, are in this lead group for Matt. There's very little stragglers here in the Winter Series already.
Indeed, yeah, there's Rocco Coronel. We look at then, son of Tom Coronel, former World Touring Car racer, big star as well in his own country and around the world. So great to see Rocco out here this weekend in Ginetta Juniors. He's trying his best to keep with that lead quartet at the minute, but he's just trying to battle with what's going to be the number 31 machine of Felix Livesey, who goes through still with that quickest lap, but we're still a couple of seconds away actually from the lap record of Josh Rowledge, which was set a couple of years ago now, so got a couple of seconds to go this weekend, but they're all fighting hard for the lead positions as they turn their way down once again in towards Maggots and Beckett's, and it will be once again that of Isaac Phelps who leads the way, and it's going to be a move from further back now because the 75 machine does go through, so Colin Cronin takes the place away from number 27, which is Alfie Slater, but Alfie is still there or thereabouts, and he gets a good tow once again onto the Wellington Straight, and they all hug that line all the way down the Wellington Straight. They don't want to come off it, they want to try and hold as much as they can the inside line in towards Brooklands, but eventually, Josh, they're going to have to go back to the racing line. Well,
you'd think somebody will, but nobody, as you say, wants to come away from that tighter line. So Colin Cronin, the 16-year-old Irishman for Fox Motorsport, up into 2nd position, but joining on to this lead group now is the Elite Motorsport American Ethan Carney, who's had some top 10 finishes in the main championship this year, but going well up there in P7. But what we've got, I think 9 or 10 cars in this lead group. They're side by side now for 4th. Poleman Max Cuthbert's not had a great race. He's about to lose a position there to Felix Livesey then, the MDD racing driver. Then he was ahead of Max Cuthbert, just 14 years of age, from Essex. A good qualifying from him, but he just he's losing positions. He's down to 5th now, but that could all change, Matt, because we've still got 3/4 of the race to go. Yeah, and it's now the trio trying to break away, but you can be assured that those behind will hopefully get back into a rhythm and catch them up once again with still 3/4 of the race still to go. But Isaac Phelps for now doing a grand job with Colin Cronin there in 2nd. They still run very wide on the exit of Beckett's there, so we'll see if any track limit warnings do appear in this race, but as of yet nothing has appeared on our screen, so they're all under the radar for now. They might be aware it's not being policed particularly heavily. Maybe. But that might change after this race if this is being watched by race control. Great line there through Beckett for Freddie Slater. You can see how much more speed he can carry in the Bayliss and Harding liveried R racing card, using that winding, sweeping racing line as Matt described, but he couldn't find a way through, so it's still Phelps and Cronin and Slater, and those 3, Matt, are starting to be reeled in once again by Felix Livesey and Max Cuthbert. They certainly are indeed, yep, so they're both there together to make it 5 almost for the lead. We've then got a little bit of a gap back to what was last time Rocco Coronel, but on this lap he has been passed by the number 53 machine by the looks of it of Ethan Carney. So Ethan, yeah, does go back up into 6th place. Best finish this year in the main championship for Ethan was actually here at Silverstone on the national circuit, which got him a 6th place finish. So this is one of his best results of the season, and
looking to try and do a little bit better in this Winter Series race at the minute. But all nice down towards Maggots and Beckett for what's going to be the 6th time of asking. And in there at the minute, Alfie Slater is the man right in the middle. He holds on to this podium as it stands, but as we said, the 2 behind now right with him as they make it a 5-car train down the Wellington Straight once more.
Some nasty bumps out there, isn't there, when they run wide. This time, no defence taken by Isaac Phelps. Is he happy he can turn into the corner ahead of his rival? He is. And Cronin under pressure from Freddie Slater, who's trying to come around the outside at Brooklands, which would give him the inside for Luffield, but there's no space there. So Cronin, the 16-year-old, stays ahead. The Irish driver, who actually also had a race win as well as Isaac Phelps this year. That came at Donington Park. Colin's older brother Keith, a very experienced rally driver, a 4-time British champion in that discipline. Interesting lines taken there from Colin Cronin through Woodcote corner as well, trying to shorten the line as much as possible. Good battle further back. I think that's for the rookie lead between Rocco Coronel and the recovering Joseph Smith. There they are, the 2 leading rookies in their first ever race today, Matt.
Yeah, and Joseph Smith has recovered well after that very slow start away from the line. He's now going to try and get himself through on Rocco Coronel. So we'll keep an eye on, see how that goes for, as Josh described, the lead within rookies, but also for 7th place overall as well. But for now, all being sensible through Beckett's for what's going to be the 7th time of asking. And are the top 3 again just starting to pull away? No, it's the top 5, isn't it? So the 5 out front for now. Then we've got Ethan Carney in that yellow and black machine, who sits there in 6th place. And in the background, we'll keep an eye on what the number 15 machine can do on Rocco Coronel. But it looks like a move could be on the cards as the man out front, Colin Cronin, starts to put more pressure on the race leader of Isaac Phelps.
And because he's taken a defensive line, that's bunched those 5 cars right up again. Looking to the inside there is Felix Livesey. He's wheel to wheel with Max Cuthbert. Cuthbert, whose right-hand side mirror is completely folded around, so he's not going to see particularly well whenever someone comes up on the right-hand side of him. And that could have just cost him a little bit there, and that allowed Felix Livesey back into 4th for a challenge, perhaps into Cops corner, because Mike Phelps also needed to defend here to stay ahead. Then he comes back to the race line. Slater had 2 tyres on the grass there as he turned into Cops, such a fast corner. The car ahead runs a little wide. Cronin, is that going to affect him on the run down towards Maggots and Beckett's here? Well, if anything, he's got a bit more momentum because he's right on the tail, looking to the outside of Phelps into Beckett. It stays the same order: 35 Phelps, 75 Cronin, 27 Slater. The top 3 absolutely together.
Yep, and it looks like they have just bridged the gap slightly then to 4th and 5th, who continue that battle at the minute, with Felix Livesey ahead of what's going to be Max Cuthbert as they head again down the Wellington Straight. But I'd keep an eye here on Alfie Slater. He looks the one who's more threatening, because again the top 2 go for the defensive line down towards Brooklands, and Alfie can have more of a swooping line through the corner, and the back end just starting to step out there from the number 75 machine. So Colin Cronin, the Irishman, now drops off the 2nd step of the podium down to 3rd, and all of a sudden that was a very easy move for Alfie. He didn't really have to try too hard to get through. The door opened very nicely for him indeed, and now he has to bridge probably about half a second to 3/4 of a second onto our race leader. But Alfie is here definitely on the charge.
And behind Cuthbert, back to 4th ahead of Felix Livesey. So they've changed positions a couple of times over the last few laps. As you can see on the left-hand side, timing graphics, almost every position changed on that lap other than the leader. Isaac Phelps has led since about lap 2 or so, when he got the lead away from Max Cuthbert. He's never been passed since then, despite others being so close to him. This time Freddie Slater looking to the outside into Beckett and switches to the inside. Maybe a small tag to the rear bumper of Phelps' car, but I don't think that affected him too much, as we've come to accustomed to him. Runs very wide on the exit of Beckett, trying to get the best run they can down the Wellington Straight. This time Cronin right on the tail of Slater. They're going to work together perhaps to try and close in on Isaac Phelps. You can't see Slater, he's so close to the back of Phelps' car. Then they all fan out for Brooklands. They're almost side by side behind as well between the 3 of them, Cuthbert, Livesey and Carney. And they turn their way then into the right-hander at Luffield corner. Max Cuthbert is losing out this time. He has dropped behind Felix Livesey, but behind Ethan Carney too. And it's readjusted on our screens for, I think, Max Cuthbert. He's now classed as a rookie as well, because he hasn't done, I think, enough races. Although he's done a few races this year, he hasn't done enough to be classed as a sort of a full-time driver. So he's leading the rookie division at the moment, but being caught by Coronel and Smith, who aren't far behind. Leaders into box.
They are indeed, yep. So 3 for the lead. Here comes a move down the inside for the 53 machine. So that's Ethan Carney, who's going to try and get past here Felix Livesey. Pushes in very wide through Cops corner, and then on the other side he's going to have Max Cuthbert to deal with as well. So we're almost 3 wide down towards Maggots as they turn through the left-hander. Hopefully they all safely make it through. hold our breath as they turn in towards Beckett's, and Max Cuthbert will get himself through on the 31 machine, and that might just leave the door open for Ethan Carney to get the place back as well. So Ethan is back on the charge, gets himself into 5th position, but it will now be a drag race between the two of them with the Elite Motorsport colours you can see there on Ethan Carney's car. It looks like the number 31 machine of Livesey will just be ahead as they work their way in towards the left-hander of Brooklands. But for now, the top 3 out front continuing to do what they do, and a bit of contact now for that 4th and 5th place as they spin round 5th and 6th in fact, and it's the one who loses out of Ethan Carney. Felix Livesey comes back onto the track in the middle of the next battle, which is still between number 15, that of Josh Smith, and in there as well, sorry, Joseph Smith, and in there as well, that number 23 machine of Rocco Coronel. So they were behaving themselves, but it's just got a little bit lively.
Yeah, it was going to happen at some point, wasn't it? It's so much side-by-side racing. And from the lead, Freddie Slater almost got alongside Isaac Phelps there into Cops corner. That could do compromise him. He runs wide, so Colin Cronin is on the inside as they come out the corner there, touching a little bit. Cronin's done it though. He's up into 2nd, and he's got the momentum to challenge Phelps perhaps through Maggots into Beckett's corner. But I think Phelps is holding on, showing his experience in this championship. The driver who finished 5th in the points this season from Hertfordshire. He took 3 victories over the course of the 2024 season. And you can just kind of tell that experience at this stage, Matt, being able to keep the others behind, but with still 6 or 7 laps to go, you wouldn't want to rule out the other 2. Yeah,
still quite a long way to go, isn't it, in this 20-minute encounter? So 7 minutes left on the clock, and again, Isaac Phelps still takes that kind of tight line through Brooklands, and Alfie takes all of the inside road in towards the left-hander as well there, so he gets the momentum through in towards Luffield, but as we know, they all defend the inside line, so if Alfie wants to go through, it's going to be the long way round, which is never easy. It means you have to cover more distance and try and get alongside before you get back onto the start-finish line. So Alfie comes through, still they're in 3rd place, but it is now these 3 which not quite pulling away, because I think the man in 4th place, Max Cuthbert, might be able to bring himself back into this, and as we keep saying, if these 3 continue to battle, that'll be an easier job for Max to do. So after starting on pole position, Max might still have a chance of getting himself back onto the podium, but for now it's the 3 that fight down towards Maggots once again, and again it's Alfie to the outside of Colin Cronin. He's going to try and do the cutback, which doesn't quite work in this race at the minute, but the reason for that is probably because they're all running still very wide on the exit of the corner.
And for Max Cuthbert, he was about half a second or so quicker than Alfie Slater on that previous lap, so he's trying to go after him. Great battle for 5th behind, but for the lead of the race is Cronin trying to challenge. Let's check in then as they turn through Brooklands corner, and that compromises the pair of them. Freddie Slater again up over the curbs, almost alongside Cronin, but that's the outside line. These 3 different drivers racing for different teams. You've got Elite Motorsport, Fox Motorsport and R Racing in this 3-car battle. I think there's 4 teams over the 14 drivers, and 3 of them are in the top 3, showing how competitive this championship is, Matt. Each team know how to run these Ginetta G40s really well. Doesn't matter which one you're with, you're going to be in the front group.
Yeah, very experienced teams nowadays in Ginetta Junior, and Max Cuthbert, just to keep an eye on him, last time through, in fact, did the quickest lap of the race, 1:12.086, as Felix Livesey and what's going to be Rocco Coronel go side by side for 5th and 6th place, and it will be Rocco who'll have the inside line down towards the next corner, and they're going to bring Joseph Smith into the mix as well in the number 15 machine, so he continues to make progress and he squeezes his way down the inside of Felix, who did previously have the quickest lap in this race, which means an extra point will be going the driver's way who gets that quickest lap by the end. But Felix is not quite done with this one. He wants to fight back on Joseph. He'll have the correct line down towards Brooklands, and he should be able to squeeze his way through with a bit of a helping hand from the toe as well from Rocco Coronel. So he's going to then go to the outside, or try to, in towards Brooklands. It's 1 place gained back from him, but he did lose the 1 spot at the start of the lap.
And joining in on this battle at the back of the group is James Ellis in the MDD racing car, the driver from Cheshire. Let's check back in on the leaders, because we have, I think, 4 laps of the race to go, and Max Cuthbert, who was 2 seconds behind, then it became 1.3, is pretty much with them now, less than a second behind with another fastest lap of the race. There's a dive for the lead from Colin Cronin. This going to give Freddie Slater the run through Cops corner, perhaps to challenge. Well, Cronin's run very wide. Slater has got the pace, and perhaps all 3 of them will be abreast as they head down towards Beckett. Well, Cronin lost out by running wide, but Alfie Slater's going to have both of them, I think, as they turn into Maggots corner. 27 Slater, well, they're making contact. There's a lot of contact So Cronin is on the inside of the pair of them. He's going to get past both of them. Max Cuthbert could be past all three by the time they get to Brooklands, Matt.
Yeah, they just about controlled that, didn't they? So Isaac Phelps was a little bit late on the brakes into the door of what's going to be Alfie Slater, but they're both recovered and continue on their way. And Max Cuthbert now could be the one to watch as Colin Cronin gets a bit of a side draft on the run down towards the left-hander of Brooklands. Where does Max go? The car that sits there in 4th position is going to try and find a gap which may not be there, although on the outside line it has worked, and Alfie's going to retaliate to Isaac Phelps. He sends one back down the inside line, so now Alfie does get his way through. I think that was, as I said, just a retaliation of what happened earlier within the lap, and then Isaac gets a bit of a wiggle on the exit of what's going to be Luffield. They have the run through Woodcote to go, 3 minutes left on the clock, and it's these four who are vying for just 3 places on the podium, but it's going to be this time Alfie that leads the way. 2nd for Isaac Phelps, 3rd place is going to be Colin Cronin in towards Copse Corner, and 4th place then is going to be the rest of them.
Absolutely. I think Phelps was going for the lead on the exit of Copse. The battle behind continues between Felix Livesey and Rocco Coronel, but yeah, Phelps is back ahead of Slater. Slater, who was first into Copse, is down to 4th pretty much. So by taking that defensive line, he was slower on the exit of the corner. So it's Phelps back to the front. 2nd goes Cronin. The 2 are racing teammates are side by side. Max Cuthbert gets flung out wide. Perhaps just a little bit of sort of racecraft inexperience from Max, but he's got masses of pace. He's got the best lap in this race by about a couple of tenths of a second, and he was able to close that gap in. So he's got really strong pace, but for the lead in this race, it's got physical at times. Sees Isaac Phelps back ahead with Colin Cronin 2nd. And in 3rd position, Alfie Slater. 2 more laps to go at the end of this. We thought this weekend would be entertaining, Matt, and it started right at the beginning. Yeah,
this is the way the weekend's going to go, I think, with all the races we have coming your way. And looking at Alfie there, he's now down to 3rd place, as we said, but it seems to be towards the end of the lap where he starts to make his progress once again. So he might be in a good position here to try and get that toe across the line. And then, of course, with the 2 laps we have remaining, he might be able to retaliate to the top 2, which are the white cars, led by Isaac Phelps and Colin Cronin, who thinks about a move again in towards Copse Corner. I think they're all just about, keeping it within track limits there on that occasion, as Max Cuthbert, after that moment last time through at Beckett, is now back with the top 3. So it's 4 for the lead once again. Max is going to go to the outside of Alfie Slater in towards Beckett. Colin Cronin still 2nd place. Still Isaac Phelps that leads the way. He's had these kind of retaliations from behind to push him, but as it stands, Isaac is somehow just managing to hold on to the lead, and he's got to do it for around about another 2 miles if he wants to take the first Winter Series win of the weekend.
It could go any one of the 4 ways, though, I think, with a lap plus a couple of corners to go. So at the end of this lap, it will be the start of the final one. At the moment, it's Isaac Phelps then that leads for Elite Motorsport. He's got the Fox Motorsport car, Colin Cronin in 2nd. The 2 are racing teammates, Freddie Slater and Max Cuthbert in 3rd and 4th. Cuthbert, remember, the leading rookie, which also has its own set of prizes. The top 3 in the championship get a prize, plus the rookie champion. Max Cuthbert absolutely has the opportunity, not just for the rookie title this weekend, but mainly the overall one, the way he is going in the opening round. Into Copse Corner then. The order stays the same. We've seen, though, Matt, quite a lot of changes at Beckett. Let's see if that happens this time. Yeah,
Alfie had a little bit of a wobble there. Max was out wide as well, so it's kind of now or never. You need to get on with the job in hand, because corners are disappearing. Time is running out. As we know, this is the last lap of the first race, but Isaac Phelps still continues to head the way out front. He's got the long straight of the Wellington Straight to go, and let's see if Isaac can get himself with another win this year. As we said, 3 overall wins in the main championship, but he wants to end the season on another high with the Winter Series as well. There's going to be a couple more chances for those behind to get through, but Isaac does lead down towards Brooklands.
Yeah, he's defending hard, isn't he, as he has done quite often at this part of the track. Colin Cronin can't find a way through there. Is he going to settle for 2nd, or is he going to go for the lead? Well, at Luffield, he tucks in behind. Around the outside looks Max Cuthbert. We've had races to the line here at the past at Silverstone, and it changes. And if you lead out of Luffield, you don't necessarily win. Well, it's nose to tail through Woodcote Corner. Can Colin Cronin pop out of the toe? The finish line is coming up. I don't think he's going to do it. So Isaac Phelps wins in Ginetta Juniors for the 4th time this year, but he wins round 1 of the Ginetta Junior Winter Series. 2nd goes away of Colin Cronin, just 11/100th of a second behind the winner. 3rd was Alfie Slater, with Max Cuthbert in 4th, just half a second separated those 4. Cuthbert in 4th with the fastest lap and the winning rookie. An excellent race between the 4 of them. 5th went the way of Joseph Smith, who recovered well after a poor start, with Felix Livesey in 6th. But there's our race winner, Isaac Phelps, for Elite Motorsport in 35. He didn't get the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 12.488. He was often towing other cars down the Wellington straight, allowing them to go quicker. But it's all about the race wins, really. That's where the big points score. And Isaac Phelps has done it in race 1 of 3 of the weekend. Ginetta Junior is back in action later on today, around 2:45, something like that, and then the final round of the championship comes up tomorrow morning, and we'll bring that all that coverage to you on this live streamed coverage from the Waterhays Trophy for 2024. So Isaac Phelps then the winner by 0.11 of a second after 17 laps, with Colin Cronin in second place. There he was, 75. Cronin in second. Third went the way of Alfie Slater. Max Cuthbert in fourth after that great battle. Joseph Smith took fifth as the best of the rest, with Felix Livesey sixth. Rocco Coronel was seventh and James Ellis eighth. Josh Watts in his first Ginetta race coming over from Fiestas was ninth and completing a top 10. Ethan Carney. But there's our top 3. I think plus our rookie winner. We're hoping that Matt Suckling is going to be able to grab a word with not just our winner Isaac Phelps, who's the last car to come in slightly complexly, but there's their third place driver Freddie Slater, the last winter champion. His younger brother Alfie, he came third. He led at times. He had those couple of bits of contact to get a Pirelli podium cap for his efforts. But maybe he wanted 1 or 2 positions better up by the end of that race. It wasn't to be, but he's got 2 more chances later on in the weekend, and we know it's going to be super competitive. I think the top 3 rookies have also been stopped, haven't they? So Max Cuthbert, Joseph Smith and Rocco Coronel have also been stopped down there at the end of the pit lane. Rocco Coronel in his first ever car race, one of the top 5 drivers from the Ginetta Junior Scholarship this year. The scholarship, which had over 70 entries, was won by Fred Green. So look out for Fred Green in 2025 racing in the Ginetta Junior Championship, a championship which will begin in the spring at Donington Park. But we'll be back here at Silverstone on the Grand Prix circuit for the second meeting in 2025. As Matt was explaining earlier, all the drivers in the Ginetta Junior Championship between 14 and 17 years of age.
Isaac, do you want to come and join us, please?
And hopefully we will hear from our race winner, Isaac Phelps. Let's head down then and hear from Matt Suckling with our top drivers from the Ginetta Junior Winter Series.
So we're down here with race winner, which is Isaac Phelps. Just having a quick chat to Eddie. Sorry, Isaac, can we just interrupt? Congratulations, first Winter Series race win of the year for you. How was that?
Yeah, it was a really good race. Like, everyone was kind of clean all the way through. Got a little dirty in the middle, but I think that's just hard racing. But yeah, I think it was a really good race, and I'd like to thank my competitors for keeping it clean, and I'd like to thank Elite for giving me an amazing car.
It was a good scrap, wasn't it? It was all together at the start. Then you got into your rhythm. I think 4 of you broke away, so you kind of got that little gap. But there was some good racing there. Yeah,
there was some really good racing, to be honest. Like, I think for the track that it is, it's usually probably one of the ones that are dirtier, just the nature of it. But I think that was a really clean race, and I think it'll be good if we can all keep it up going into the next too.
You've had a good overall season within the main championship. You're trying to end the season on a high with the Winter Series champion as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and win the Winter Series after a pretty competitive year with some ups and downs. But I think we're on an up now, and I think we can do it.
Good stuff. Well done, Isaac. Congratulations to you. We'll have a quick chat if we can with Colin Cronin, who's down here. Just having a quick chat with his Fox Motorsport team. Colin, well done. Second place within that race. That was a cracking battle involved in the mix of all the battling going on throughout that race.
Yeah, it was a bit of a crazy race. It's very hard because Isaac, when he hit the front, it was just kind of like you could never really get by him. He was just always in the right place wherever you put the car. But then me and Alfie had a battle, and then it was 4 wide at one stage, and yeah, it was a great race.
It's a great circuit though, isn't it, for this sort of racing? It's a bit flowing, it kind of gives you chances to make some moves as well.
Yeah, it gives good racing, very tight racing, because you can never really get away. Like the front 5 went away, I guess broke away, I saw, but then it was just crazy racing from there, really.
So second place in this first race, you're going to try and get maybe a few wins over the weekend and try and take that Winter Series Championship?
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I guess we'll see how the next one goes now, and then see how we're going into the third one, see what we need to do.
Good stuff. Well done, Colin, and we'll have a quick chat with Alfie Slater, who's again talking to his auto racing team. So we'll have a quick chat with Alfie. He's talking to Phil Glue. Alfie, well done. Third place. We know you had a great season in the main championship, but that was a good battle. How did you see it?
It was good fun, but it's very difficult. I feel like if you're at the front, you're going to stay at the front because there's not really a corner where you can cut back someone, apart from turn 1 really, but because we're all in the group, nobody went for the cutback. So it was a difficult race, but yeah, it was good fun.
We saw you make some moves kind of around the outside because everyone seemed to be hugging that inside line, so the only way you could kind of get through was going around the outside, which is a little bit harder, but you tried every move. Yeah,
I was just trying my best. I wanted to get to the front as quick as possible, and hopefully I was trying to lead so then I could park the bus like they did. But yeah, it was difficult. I mean, I was kind of sending it around the outside, but if that was the only way I was going to get forwards, I was going to go for it.
Have you got the bit between your teeth this weekend?
Pardon, sorry?
Have you got the bit between your teeth to try and attack and go for it?
Yeah, I was just going to go forwards and end the year on a high.
Good stuff. Well done, Alfie. Congratulations. And we'll have a quick chat if we can with Max. Where's Max disappeared to? Max, come and join us here. Well done. Great qualifying this morning to get you on that front row, and you pick up the rookie win as well. How was the race for you?
It was amazing. Everyone raced really well, and it was all clean.
You did really well actually, because I think you dropped back early on, but all of a sudden you kind of had determination to pull back on the top 3.
Yeah, I came back at the end, but didn't get a podium overall in the end, but it was good.
And what's your experience been prior to being here this weekend?
I did 3 races last year, and then just loads of testing.
You looking forward to the rest of the weekend?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well done, Max. Congratulations on the rookie win there for the first of our Ginetta Junior Winter Series action here at Silverstone. We're going to take a short break now, but don't go anywhere because around about 12:15 we'll be back underway for the first of our 4 Walter Hayes Trophy heats here at Silverstone on day 1. We'll be with you just before over in the assembly area to bring you some interviews with the drivers before all the action gets underway. But for now, from me and Josh, we'll see you very soon.